Hey there, welcome back to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. This is my orchid collection in my grow tent in my apartment. When I built the grow tent, I made one side transparent so that I could utilize the sunlight, and that's worked out really well because flowers just look so much better in natural sunlight. Under artificial light, they kind of take on this orangey look. But we got some exciting things happening this week. So the massive blooming event that I've been waiting for about 7 years is finally happening. Several of my Cattleya rexes are blooming out, and in true my collection fashion, they're all going to bloom out right as I leave to visit home for 10 days. So they'll be blooming out while I'm gone, but hopefully they should still be all in bloom when I get back, and I'll be able to show you guys what they look like. But let's go ahead and check out what we got here. So this plant has been named illapu. It means lightning. And illapu, this is its first bloom. You can see it came out kind of wonky. The stem kind of bent downwards as it opened up. And even though it's a first bloom, I'm kind of hopeful that illapu will... These are pretty big flowers, actually. So that's encouraging. Maybe in future blooms they'll be even bigger. But that's cool. Glad to see that one bloom out. Back here we have Mayu. Now Mayu already bloomed for us in June and got an AOS award. But Mayu's got another spike that's just pushed out these flowers, and those should be cracking open in about 3 or 4 days. Back here we have Urqu. Urqu bloomed really early this year, bloomed in April, and put out these 2 sheaths that just kind of sat there for like 2 months and didn't do anything. And I thought, well, maybe they're not going to bloom. But as you can see, they are definitely going to bloom. There are buds pushing almost out of the sheath at this point, and those are about a week and a half from blooming out, so that's great. I'll probably turn this pot around so that the flowers don't run into the plastic back there. We got Killa is back. Oops, excuse me. This is Killa's second bloom, looking very nice. And the flowers are a bit small, but what I like about this one is that look how nicely spaced they are. Look how they are just spread out so beautifully, and nothing's touching. Nothing is touching. That's what I love, when the flowers open up and they do not touch each other at all. Beautiful spacing. So the seedlings that are available for reservation right now at the Myers Conservatory are the pollen from this plant and the pod from this plant. This is Inti, and Inti has really nice large flowers, but Cattleya has just this beautiful arrangement. So we'll see what those seedlings turn out to look like. This plant is Nina, and Nina has got, this is Nina's first bloom. Nina's got 3 flowers on her first bloom, and I'm not sure where they're going. I'm kind of hoping they're going to come out this way and bloom in this area, but we'll just have to see where they come out. And then finally got one more down here. This is Kuyichi. Kuyichi, you can see the buds are just kind of starting in the bottom there. You can see a little shadow. And that's probably about 3 weeks from blooming out. So all in all, lots of Cattleya flowers on the way, and of course I won't be here to see many of them when they first open up, but should get back when I get back on the 31st. Hopefully they'll still be in bloom. I'll be able to show you what everything looks like. Also in bloom, Vanda falcata. This is its about a week and a half. It's been open. Beautiful fragrance every evening. Somebody described it as vanilla cake with hints of jasmine. I think it's a really good description. It just smells divine. And some more flowers on the way. We've got Cattleya maxima. You can see the shadows in the sheaths there. Those are also just a couple weeks from blooming out. And I'm expecting, I've never had this one bloom more than 2 flowers at a time, but I'm expecting several flowers on these spikes. And I'm expecting the spikes to come up about up to here or so. Up to here. And then have flowers on either side. But we'll see. Not sure. Never had a big flowering of maxima. This is the cærulea variety, so it has nice steel blue flowers. Really, really impressive. Back here we've got Phal, Bulbophyllum echinolabium. You can see he's got a spike pushing up. And that's going to take probably 2 months before the first flower pushes out, but that's fine. Seedlings have almost all been repotted. The kind of intermediate sized seedlings, they're still in their original pots they came in. Except for this one, I just repotted this one just one size bigger because it's got 2 growths. And actually, when I repotted it, it looks like there's actually 2 plants in here. This one is one plant, and then this one is another plant. So it looks like there's 2, and that's a Cattleya labiata. So those are exciting. I got 2 trioni, 3 labiata, and 1 mossii in this little bunch. And then all of these guys. This is a Velospheldiana. These are really growing out nicely. Really, really happy about the way these guys are going. Strong growers, hybrid. These are all Dowianas through here. And then here over all of these are Rex. So these are Velospheldiana, but all of these little guys are Rex as well. So they've all been kind of separated out into smaller community pots. These are all Rex. These guys mounted on the antlers, those are Rex growing there. So yeah, we got seedlings. It's slowly starting to expand. Might need a new tent here in the next year or 2. These are my plants from Fred Clark. This is my Sitnochis cooperi, and it's putting on new roots at the bottom here. It's exciting. So hopefully these guys are going to grow well. Newberry Delight. I started watering it before the roots were very long, and they've stopped growing. That does tend to happen if you water too soon, but it's okay. It's, we're almost in August here. We need to need some water. We need to go ahead and water it and get it going. If it doesn't get very big this year, that's okay. No problem. And that's better, actually. I don't want it to get huge. This is Rebecca Northern, and it's got little black spots on the leaves that are kind of developing there. I'm not sure why, but anyway, trying to let these guys adjust to their new home in the tent. I'd like to see those leaves get a little bit greener. They're kind of pale right now. And this is Jumbo World, and it is just doing what catasetums do, which is getting enormous, blocking the light for everybody else. But it shouldn't get too much bigger than this. Hopefully. You can see the bulbs on it, kind of give you an idea of how big the plant gets. So the bulb, I would imagine the bulb's going to get up to about here when it's done growing. Callywalkeriana producing 2 nice new leaves. Nice little red splotches, tells me that should be getting decent amount of light. And yeah, I'm just Being really careful with the water, making sure it's completely dried out before it gets watered again. But not letting, but also keeping an eye on those bulbs that they don't wrinkle too much. Cattleya José Marti. Big white hybrid. This is a seedlings, never bloomed. I would love for it to bloom either this fall or next spring. Put out this new growth, and this new growth earlier this year, and now it's working on 3 more. You can see this one here, and then 2 down there. And since this one put out a sheath, I would expect that these new growths will put out sheaths as well. So looking forward to flowers on that within a year, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. I've been watching Cattleya gaskelliana slowly recover from being rootless earlier this year, and it is rooting nicely. They're kind of starting to crawl out of the pot. And that new leaf is opening up, and maybe if we're lucky we'll get 1 more leaf out of it this year, but if not, it's okay. We've got some roots, we got some leaves, it's going to be okay. Maybe next year it'll put out a nice, much bigger leaf. And that is about it. Phalaenopsis down here has Phalaenopsaurus. Someone asked me how old it was. I don't know. I got it about 1.5 years ago. A coworker gave it to me. Said that they couldn't get it to bloom, but it would grow and grow for them. Well, it did definitely grow. Got it blooming again. We got the big white flowers, beautiful white flowers in the sky. And I'm just going to leave it here in the tent, let it open up, and then when I get back, hopefully they'll be more opened up and I can take it out there. See if we can see what they look like. There they are. Very pretty. My paths down here, as usual, just kind of hanging in there. There's something about the conditions in here they don't love. I'm not quite sure what it is. I have a feeling it has to do with water. As I understand it, paths like to be flushed regularly with water, lots of water, and I don't do that. I just kind of spray everything, and so that could be it, but it is what it is. All right. Man, prices are going up all over the place. I recently got my rent statement for the year for next year, and they want to raise my rent by 11%, which is, it's high already, so that's a huge jump. I emailed them to try to say, hey, this is my situation, can we do something else? Is this possible? Because last year they raised my rent by like 1% or 2%, and this year 11%. So it's crazy trying to afford things these days. Food's going up. The housing market's insane. People that bought houses for $300,000, 8 years ago, now those houses are going for close to $1 million. And so I'm hoping that I can stay here in this apartment, hoping that I can afford it. And I'm not sure what I can do to increase my income, but it looks like on my current income things are going to get really, really tight. So anyone have ideas on how I could make some money? I am not a very business savvy person. I come from a long line of laborers, people who work for other people, the peasant class. That's me. So anyway, love to hear from you. Leave a comment. Let me know what's going on in your world. And that is it for this week. I'm William Green. These are my green pets, and we will see you later. Bye.